I mean, truthfully, look, man. Yes, sir. What's going on with y'all? Hope y'all having a legendary grand day. Thank you, Legendary Grand Entertainment, for having me once more for another legendary grand interviews. Oh yeah, shout out JJ Orange. Orange color. Shout out to the homie. You know what it is. Then I got my ice on. Check that. Real gold, only real. Only real, you know how it is, unless I say otherwise. Real jewelry out here. No faking, no frauding. None of that. First off and foremost, the first question, what is it? Well, truthfully, let's keep it real here, alright? I have a track coming out soon called Victory. Alright, and I'm finna leave it at that. That will answer your question. But to simplify it, and before that whole thing comes out, I want to let everybody know that it's no hard feelings towards Joshua. If he want to keep the name, he can keep it. It's all for show, all for fun, all for entertainment. All that stuff I'm doing, I don't really mean that I hate him. I never hated anybody. I don't have a hating bone in my body. It's not like that. Never like that. And he could feel a certain type of way somehow. We've never got to the point of of being friends. So for him to tell a perspective that never happened, saying that we was friends and saying that we've done so much together and we've never had that many experiences to be that close. You feel me? So in my mind state now, I have a different mind state from when I had in 2022 when I made that first roast track. That was it. After that, like it didn't even need that roast track for it to be beating a dead horse. But at that point, after that ill shot, that was that. I think now, and how I think of it now is, I'm ready to finish it up. I know I've said that many times before, but after this, I'm truly done with it. Like it's been 2 years of me just roasting one person. If he's not gonna respond at all, then there's no point in and it's not sending shots. If anything, it was a trick shot with the Scar H. Yeah, that's weird, huh? I know, that's out of all things. Can you even hit a trick shot with the Scar H? Yeah, if you do it right. If their health is also very low, which he's been to the hospital a lot of times or whatever he's been announcing or on his update videos, whatever he do, I don't know. I'm not concerned or caring about his life, and he never gave me a reason to care in the first place. So it's weird. Again, like I said, he's telling this perspective that isn't even true. He's telling these stories that never happened, all this stuff, but he's not showing any proof, no documents, no evidence, no point, exhibit A, exhibit, it's just all nonsense, man. And I don't know why he's going this far and still not in that man mentality of growing up to the point where he realizes that I'm grown, for example. So in my mind, I'm not gonna hold on to stuff that never mattered. And what I'm trying to say is, right, I don't see how he doesn't realize, oh, this was not worth it, not worth having this video up, so let me take this down. It's not worth having these fake accounts, let me delete these. It's not worth leaving these comments. When I delete these accounts, it'll delete the comments. It's not worth going to his channel anymore. Let me focus on my own life. And I mean, like, I'm in therapy, and I've been to the hospital so many times, it's not going to help my mental. And if my mental's not right, then my whole everything else ain't gonna be right. So it's up to him to make the decision. I've said it before. A lot of this is stuff I said before, but it's up to him to move on. But for me, I didn't need to move on because once again, we don't have a friendship. We didn't have no bond like that. For a slight little bit of time, when we did. 2016. I don't know how long. That was that, and he was always an acquaintance. And then 2018 was the last time I seen him, when he was manipulated, when he was whatever he thinks he is, not a friend, I guess. So I don't know which one is his true self. I've never got to know him, so I'm not gonna talk about him or, you know, to him unless he's moved on into and until he's ready to you know, just work together and work on things. And I don't mean work on things like squash the beef. There is no beef. For him, maybe. For him, in his mind, it might be beef. In his mind, and to the people around him, it might be, you know, anything. But to me, it's never been anything more than just, you know, for me, a chance to make some funny content and videos, because I'm a comedian, for those who, you know, are new to the channel, and also funny music. And it was a challenge too for me. I saw it as a challenge, not him as a challenge, because I beat him in gaming already, and I know he's not gonna do music. I was maybe expecting a little bit, like maybe he'll hop in the booth and we'll see what happened. No, he hid behind a voice changer and some fake accounts, whatever. So I already knew at that time, and he had someone else respond. But you know, after this video, that's that. But I do got, you know, something cooking up, because I just want to have some fun. So your boy and I'm the man. That's all I gotta say about that. Just a couple words there. You know, just don't forget that I said that. But no, like how I think of it now, I think it's up to him to figure out what he wants to do in his life. But I think that the best decision for him and his life is to just leave me alone, leave it all alone, and move on from it. His family and him are so pressed over what? Looking at the whole thing, if anybody had any type of anything wrong happening with them, it would be Dawn, Midnight Angel, or Midnight Wolf, whatever that name is now, Dawn, and them, because they had a conversation, because I had a conversation with them trying to, like, you know, get this, like, all settled, like, y'all move on and I do my own thing. And then they kept instigating and kept going, and I'm like, for what reason? Why y'all mad for? I just don't really care about Joshua, you know, but I do hope he do good. But I just, again, no reason to care. And but I was gonna end off the whole thing, but man, they keep calling me black. They don't know me. They don't know nothing about me. So they're just talking in the chat, you know, keyboard warriors, whatever. I don't really care about none of that, but they be calling me black. It's the most complimentary insult they have said, most likely. And I said most likely because they probably said some other stuff that I just don't care about. You know, I don't memorize all of it, but from what I do know and how that is, that's that. And again, like, I just think that they need to do better in life, you know, and actually work on what they like doing, instead of what I like doing. And I've talked about it in a couple videos, you know, I talked about it, and I think I'm done talking about it. You know, I really, really hope the kid finds his purpose in life and quits, you know, doing some stuff that, you know, he's gonna regret later on. Oh man. I mean, listen, I like both of these artists, man. You know, I like both of these artists, and you know, I got that Pirates of the Caribbean cup. You know what it is. To keep it real, freaking, my bad. I'm lagging pretty bad here. You know, in Cali, and you know, the internet's not the best. This video is probably gonna go up late too, but my freaking crown just loaded in, so it was there the whole time, but it's just now it's visible. because of the lag and all that. But I mean, let's just keep it real. Kendrick won that. Kendrick won that by a long mile. Now, I'll admit though, I liked every song that came out of that. My favorites are probably top 3 would be Not Like Us, Family Matters, Euphoria, and Push Ups. Top 4, screw it, man. Like I'm gonna just top 4. If I had to choose between Euphoria and Push Ups, oh man, I don't know. That's a choice that I don't even know if I could choose. It's gonna take up too much time. I'll be sitting here and being like, I do like this part, but I don't know, you know. Nah, but top 4 right there. Top 4. I think that's my favorite ones out of all of them. It's been crazy. It might keep going. We'll see how that goes. But it also inspired me a little bit to, you know, make something with that, and you'll see what I mean. And when I say make something with that, I also mean at least this I'll say. I wrote a little bit. Like it inspired me to do some music. Is what I mean in general. And I'm not meaning anything specific. I'm just meaning in general. Like it inspired me and wanted me to start writing music. So that's, you know, that. But as far as that goes, I think it was crazy. I enjoyed the whole thing. It sucks it went kind of far that, you know, one of Drake's bodyguards got shot and all that. But in regards to that, that does suck when it gets to that. But I mean, you know, that's how some people are. And I think that I don't think it ever should get to that point. You know, like verbally and anything with words, it's free reign, free freaking. It's game, like free reign, free range, all that. Anything goes. To me, in my opinion, in diss tracks, anything goes. It don't matter. It do not matter. There's no lines you can cross. You want to diss someone, you make that diss. You make that diss track. But when I did my stuff, they were roast tracks. And I know there's this little group, including, you know, the guy I was talking about in the last topic, that's gonna disagree and be like, oh, but they're roast tracks. And some people might say, oh, they were diss tracks, and oh, they had everything that a diss track has, so it has to be a diss track. It's not a roast track. The difference between what I have called the roast tracks and diss tracks is with the diss tracks, they mean it most of the time. Even if when it's entertainment, even when it's all that, they mean it. Alright? But when it came to my roast tracks, I didn't, like, it's not that I didn't mean it. It just, it doesn't affect me like that either. And like I said, I don't think a day in my life I'm ever going to make a diss track. I don't think I'm ever going to be to that point. I've only had one person I did roast tracks on, and I don't even think I'm going to make another roast track. It might happen. I don't doubt it. But, like, it's just, I don't think that it's ever going to get to that point where I do that again. But if people don't know, I have had other people than Joshua, the fake Alpha Shadowhawk. Besides him, I have roasted in some of my songs and the lyrics. But, you know, I'm not going to sit here and talk about every single one of them, you know, and because every single one that I've named don't have no career. Joshua has this, like, pseudo career that, like, I break it down before, and I'm not trying to, like, talk about that last topic, and I'm not trying to get back on that topic because I want to be done with it, like I said. But it's so obvious. I mean, like, it's just all there. Like, you could put all these things together, but, like, if I have to put it together, if I have to say it because people can't see it, just look at his gamer tag. Look at his colors. Look at the platform he's on. Look at what he uploads. All of that, you know where all those arrows are going to point back to? You know where all that's going to end up back to? How he even knows of that? How that's even anything known in his brain? Any of the knowledge of that is going to point back to me. It all is going to stem from me. Origins Alliance, clans, all of that. FaZe Clan, his merch he wears, guess who that came from? I didn't buy him it, but guess how he knows about it? Me. And this is like the year of disses and stuff, because like halfway through the year, it is actually July at this point, so 21 days until your boy is gonna be 23. Crazy, man, crazy. I'm in my 20s. It's a fast life. It's because it was Eminem and Benzino, Nicki Minaj, and Megan Thee Stallion at the beginning of the year. Shoot, who else? There's a couple other people, but and then now Drake and Kendrick Lamar. And it's the whole thing in general. Definitely inspired me. The more I listen to it, the more I watch it, the more I'm into all that stuff. It just interests me a lot, and I like it, man. I like music. I just like hip hop and rap too. So, it's something I'm always gonna be interested in and watch and listen to and be there for. You know what? That's a good question. So, at the moment, all right, it's been. I thought it was 4 months. I got that wrong in my Back to the Basics song that I'll talk about in a second. But in Back to the Basics, my recent single, go check it out. In that song, in the beginning, the first like 7 seconds or something, I said that it was 4 months ago was my last song that I did, and it was an album. In February, the LGE Shepherd, I actually high key, low key forgot about it, and the name of it and a picture of it until I saw it. Thanks to that seizure and concussion, I just found out I had a concussion too, apparently, or another concussion with a seizure. But man, that was all weird, because I like passed out and then I woke up in a hospital, because I passed out on a Big Five and I woke up in a hospital. I'll actually talk about that next after this topic. Going back to this whole thing though, in that song I talk about the last thing I did was 4 months ago. Crazy to think that, by the way. Halfway through the year already, it's been 4 months, and bro, time flies. And this next project is just like, something new, different, and I feel like I'm getting better at writing music and getting better at music every single time that I'm doing it. It feels good to finally keep going and add more music. But today, specifically, I'm going to start releasing music elsewhere, in other places. And I'm planning on doing something bigger with music. I'm planning on starting to do some more music videos. I haven't done one since Emperor Ultimate. Crazy to think that. And you could say, the webcam videos, like, this webcam right here, you could say those can count as music videos. If you do, then alright, yeah, I guess you can. But I don't count them necessarily as like music videos that are with a camera, or I don't know, man. Like, but hey, I guess they music videos, but I mean like actual like music videos, like outside and inside and just different things. And I think me and JJ Orange got something cooking up, so y'all will see something there. Cause I can say that because I know we'll have something else at some point in time. Hold on, I think the cat's trying to come in. As I was saying though, it's just crazy. But I don't even know what I was talking about, so I'm gonna just get back into it. Oh yeah, the music video. So, yeah, me and JJ Orange might have something out. No guarantees. JJ Orange is a very he works in weird ways, man. Like he will sometimes do stuff, sometimes won't. Hopefully it'll happen, but it's all in due time. But yeah, so 4 months ago was my last album, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start writing. So since then, I've been writing. 4 months ago, I was writing back in January. That's cap, actually. After February, and I dropped that album, I had songs written, and I had about like 4 written, and they were done for like a couple months. And when I got here, I was like, man, I only got like 4 or 5 songs done, and I was doing other stuff, and I was like, you know what though? And I think one day I also just got in the mood to do it, and I also got drunk and wrote some too. Um, and I was drunk for like 3 days straight, by the way, not that long ago. It was like half a week ago, I believe. Yeah, it was something. But anyhow, so then I started writing more and more and more while I was here, and I just ended up finishing, a project together, and I'm dropping that whatever day. I'll hype it up right now. 15th album coming soon, man. And I talked about it in my freaking Back to the Basics 2 song. But yeah, so talking about that before I continue, I dropped that single because I haven't written a song in a while. So 2 days ago, on the 29th, freaking, I had that going on, and I started writing it, and I was like, all right, I want to put out a song right quick, so I'm just gonna write something up. It was basically a freestyle, and I wrote and I kept writing and writing, and I was done in like less than 10 minutes, I wouldn't even say it's like 5 minutes. And I had like a whole half a verse down, or an entire verse down, which is like, I don't know, like 4-5 paragraphs or whatever, that I thought was like good. I think it was about 4 paragraphs or something like that, man. And I was like, you know what? Nah. You know what? I still got something. So I kept writing and writing, and I'm like, man, this is a single right here. This is perfect for what I need. So it was quite a bit of lyrics. I was like, this is good. I threw it on a couple beats I had in stock, in the vault, I guess you could say. Days was just there, just chilling, and I wanted to use them, so I'm like, screw it, I'll just use both of them. And I already talked about this, but one of them ended up being a freaking YouTube beat, and Redlock's beats uploaded it to be his own. So I don't think I'm gonna use his beats anymore, or her beat. I don't know, whoever beats Days is, because they be uploading other freaking people's beats basically, and saying it's their own. And I'm tired of seeing like, oh, YouTube music or made by YouTube type of thing, provided by YouTube, whatever. And it's not by Redlocks. And I'm fine with it, because I'm not getting no copyright claim. I'm not getting nothing from anybody else. The only time I had that was from Universal Music Group, because I guess I'm the only one ever doing AI songs on YouTube. So I don't know, man. That's that. So I dropped that single, and the picture I just made it right quick. There was a couple photos I had from Snap, and one of them were funny, that pig one. So I was like, screw it, I'll throw it in there. And then that other one, I just made it. And I'm like, you know what? Why not have both? So I throw it in there. And then, but I had this idea before all that of doing this picture, with the crown and all that. And I was like, all right, I haven't done one like this, so I did it. And in one hand, I was going like this, and then in the other hand, I was going like this. And the only thing you barely could have saw was this. And when I was putting it in the picture, it messed up, and you couldn't see the front of my hand. The two fingers, the index and the middle, right? So that got like edited out or something. So I just put it in there, and I'm like, all right, I got the parental advisory, this transparent look looking dope, so I'm gonna just keep that. I use paint for everything I do, by the way. Anyhow, I've been doing that for as long as I can remember. As soon as I found out about it when I was like 10 or something. But anyhow, or 11, I don't know. So, anyways, so I took that parental advisory thing and I put it around my hand, and it looked like I was like holding a gun, like holding the parental advisory thing. So I was like, you know what? That's kind of dope. I like that. I rock with that. And so I just put it together, and then that was that. But as far as everything else goes, you know, that project and the single I dropped, after this, I have, okay, you know what? I'll say it now, exclusive information for this interview. I do have a couple songs written, and I think I'm gonna drop something. I'm not gonna say what, but I think I'm gonna drop something and have that out. But after that, I think I'm good on music. You know, 15 albums right now. I think I'm good with what my catalog is, what I have. I think I'm straight. For a while, cause I am also on PlayStation. You know, grinding, hustle grinding some freaking platinum trophies. Doing it for Sword Art Online, Fatal Bullet, Sword Art Online, Hollow Realization, and Minecraft. JJ Orange has been grinding Minecraft, all the trophies in there. He's doing it right now, even. And he's going for it. And he's most likely gonna get it. I don't think it's no debate on that. But it's not even really hard. It's just like beating the game is the whole like thing that me and him have almost did. It didn't work out so well when we did it, but we are planning to at some point. So when we do, if we do, then we do. But you know, good luck to him. You know, he's doing what he's doing. I only have 3 games I plan on getting platinum for if I do. And then, you know, if there's another game I like and want to do, then I'll get the platinum for it if I ever want to do that. But as far as everything else goes, those are the only 3 games that I plan on doing that for, because they're just fun games and they're good. But yeah, as far as music goes, after the project, the next project, and that single, I don't see myself doing any music for, I don't know. I'm probably gonna be too busy, but you know, we'll see. You know, as the time goes, I don't doubt that I'll still make music. Of course, it's not like I'm quitting music, but I'm still gonna, you know, work on it at the same time as I'm doing everything else. So, you know, I'll try to make some music, and we'll see how it goes. But I don't know. I guess you could say I don't know would be the answer. What do I plan on with my music going forward? Besides all that, expect all that. The 2 projects and the single's already out. Expect that. But after that, I don't know, man. Second project's not gonna have a lot of songs on it though. So, you know, there's that. But going back to what I was talking about, that seizure and concussion. So, if you didn't know, all right, if you're like new to like the life story and all that, in 2020, I had a concussion. I was using a pull-up bar. It got loose from the door, and I hit my head, my knee, my back on concrete, and it was like, I don't know, freaking 5 feet from the ground. It was a hard impact. I hit the back of my head, back here, and most likely shortened my life sentence and all that. And recently, it completely random. I was not expecting it at all. It was super random. And come to find out more information about it, that's what I'm going to get to. But as I was moving here on the way to California, I moved out of the house in Arizona. Now I'm here. As I was coming here, it was like June 1st or something when we first got here. It was June, early June. I don't remember what day it was. I don't know if it was the 1st or not. I don't know. But it was one of those days. We're on the way here. I think we was in Nevada or whatever. And they was taking a nap or taking a break and they was in the parking lot. So I was like, you know what? Hey, Jason or JJ Orange, let's go hit these stores. Let's go walk around and look at stuff. I don't got no freaking cash on me, but we could just look at stuff just for fun. So we went in there, and it was a hot day though, and it was fine though. Like, I didn't mind it. Like, I could have went on. It was a normal day basically. You know, I've had a lot of hot days and weather like that, even worse than that, and better than that, and everything was just turned out just fine. So we walk into Dollar Tree. It's Dollar Tree. I think Big Five was next to it, and whatever else, or it was Dollar Tree, some store, and Big Five. I'm pretty sure is how it was. And we went in the Dollar Tree. And I started getting like nauseated or like seeing lights and stuff. And I think because it's hereditary. I think I have multiple sclerosis or whatever, or MS. I kind of was diagnosed with it in 2022, and I don't know if it's confirmed completely or what. But something of the sort. I do have some type of thing like that. Is what I think. I think even if it wasn't confirmed, I still think like I have something like that. That's why I called one of my songs "Steroids and MS." But regardless of that, going back to the story, it was getting a little nauseated, and I was just like kind of feeling weird. And I was telling Agent Orange, and I was like, yeah, we were just looking at stuff, and I ignore it. It was a little bit weird, but I kept going. And we was looking around, and there's the front of the store, and then here's the back. We walk in, we go around through the aisles to the back, through the aisles to the back again probably, and then through the aisle. And then right about here, right around the end, it got like kind of bad, but I was like, it wasn't super, super bad. It was just slightly worse than before. And I was like, that's whatever. I'm getting a little bit tired in a way. So we walk out, and I was like, nah, we should just go back, or whatever. But I was like, you know what? Nah, I think it'll be all right actually. So we ended up going. We walk. Then there's Big Five. All right, Big Five right here. This is the entrance of Big Five. So we walk in. We get to the back, and I have this weird like thing happen again. Or it didn't happen for a little bit, and then I had it happen again. And it was, kind of the same. But I laughed, and I don't know how, but I laughed and I spit a little bit, and I felt a little bit of spit. And I was like, okay, I feel really weird right now, but whatever. And I got like, that was like the worst it got for that time, and it wasn't super bad, but it was kind of bad. And stuff got blurry, and I was standing right next to Agent Orange. We were about to walk out because I said, you know what, maybe we should leave, bro. And he didn't leave. I kept telling him, hey, bro, I think we should leave, and he didn't listen. But we got to almost the front. We were almost there, but he kept like talking to me about like pools and stuff, and I kept trying to walk out, and he kind of just wouldn't like leave with me. So I was about to walk out without him and be like, all right, you can look at all this stuff, but I gotta go, man. I don't know what this is, but it's feeling weird. But I didn't have no time to do any of that, because here's the thing, all right, this is how it went for me. After that, like, spit a little bit, not like spit out, but it was like spit, a little bit spit probably went out, but not like really bad. It sounds nasty, but it wasn't like that bad. It's not as bad as you think. And then, everything got blurry, and then the next thing I remember, I don't even know, it was like a weird, like, middle part that I think everything was like black for a little bit. I don't know if I blacked out or what, but the next thing I remember, I woke up in the hospital in a room, and I saw my dad next to me. And when I was coming back into like consciousness or whatever, I don't even know, and I was getting like asked these questions and stuff, I think, and I was like back and all that. And then apparently I hear that I fell in the store and I had a seizure or something. And I'm like, what the freak? I ain't never had no seizure before. Now once in my life do I remember. I think there was one time, actually, here 3 years ago, I had something like a seizure, but it wasn't an actual, like, full-on seizure of some sort, right? So there was something like then, like 3 years ago, that was a little kind of iffy in 2021, but it wasn't like a full-on seizure. So, I kind of ignored it. But there was one time where I was sitting in the chair and my posture was messed up. So one of my discs in my spine dislocated for a second, and I like popped it back in while I'm moving my back. And I was like, bro, I don't even know if I like sitting here no more. And again, that was 3 years ago, around the same time I had that seizure or whatever. And it was just, I don't know, it was weird. I haven't even told this to nobody, and I forgot honestly, but it's in this interview, so you know people will see it. But freaking so yeah, so I find that out, and I'm in there, and you know it was really weird at first. Is the best way I can explain it, because I felt like kind of weird. I was like, all right, I got back to like myself kind of fast. Like I was moving my body and everything just fine. And everybody was chill. Once I, you know, came back in consciousness and everything, everybody was super chill, man. Like they were way better than Kingman, Arizona doctors. I don't know what the freak's wrong with KRMC and all that. And no offense to them, I heard the practitioners, whatever, man. But like, bro, they's a little weird for some reason. I don't know if they like targeting me or what. But bro, like, I don't know. I don't even know if they're Legendary Grand Entertainment now. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, no, they were super chill, and you know, shout out to Nevada or wherever I went. I don't even know where it was, California, Nevada, something like that. Probably Nevada. And we was close to here, so you know, the rest of the drive went well. After that, everything was fine, but I had a cut on my face. I think it was the left side. It could be the right side. I don't remember, but it was a cut somewhere. Not as bad as the scar I have on my top right, but I had a cut. And from what I think happened, I hit like the side of those shells, right, and it cut my face, and then I fell to the ground. I just fell on myself. But apparently, from witnesses, and what I found out is I actually fell. And of course the document's right here the whole time. Alright, let me see. Tennessee? It doesn't even say where. Man, what the heck? Wherever, I don't even know where it's at. This paperwork don't even say. Oh wait, one of these has to, bro. I read something, bro. I kind of want to look for it. Hold on. I gotta hold this with my knees right quick. Alright, so check it. So I got the documents right here. It was on the 1st of June, so it's been a month since I had it. That's crazy, bro. It says seizure is what it says, which is weird because of what is explained right here. Wait, this ain't even it. What? So it was Nevada. It was in Fallon or whatever. Fallon. So Jimmy Fallon probably there. So shout out to those people. Super chill. Banner Chill Community Hospital. I didn't take no pictures with them or nothing, but shout out to them for you know, all that, and much appreciated. Spent over like 10 minutes looking for it, and man, I don't know what the heck happened to it, but apparently I don't have it, and I bet you I'm gonna find it at the weirdest time. I don't even like what is this thing? Oh, don't tell me this is it. This is it. Alright, so check it. This is the part that I do not remember, alright? It says seizure-like activity, hit head when he fell. No history of seizures. Exactly. Okay, left cheek. I was right. That's crazy that it says I drink alcohol 1 to 2 times per week, because it was not that common. But before I left, I did drink, but it wasn't like a crazy amount. It's weird that it says I never used tobacco though, because I did at one point in time. It's weird that it says I drank alcohol earlier in the day, because I'm pretty sure before I left I didn't have any. But if I did, then alright. That's crazy though, because it says brought in by ambulance for witness seizure from standing. Fell and hit his head on the ground. No loss of consciousness. But the thing is, I don't even remember being away from... I was in Big 5, and then I was in the hospital. From that point on, I didn't have... to them, I was probably in consciousness, but, you know, to break the news to everybody watching that wasn't there, and the people that were there, that's watching this, I wasn't there, man. Like that, I had a freaking... I don't know, man. I was not in conscious. So, you know, when I hear people telling me, oh, you was telling them answers to the people, and you was talking to them, I'm like, bro, I don't remember that. I woke up and I was in the hospital, freaking right there. I don't remember ambulance, none of that. So it was a crazy time. Never have I ever expected any of that to take place. And it says it's not in the family, but it must have either been in the family and just haven't got that research done yet, or it's something that I have and it's just me that has that. So as far as that goes, one of the weirdest things in my life, man, is just absolutely crazy that all happened. You know, it blows my mind. About my seizure. Can you tell me from when I had the seizure, right, in Big 5, did I seem like I was awake and my eyes were open, and you said I was talking to them, right? Because I want to know.
Yeah, not in the beginning though. Your eyes were closed.
All right. Okay. So when I went into the ambulance and when I went to the hospital, what happened then? Like when they were talking to me, like was it seeming like I was awake?
Yeah, like you were slowly getting your conscious and memory back. Except they asked you like a question and you like kind of didn't answer it correctly.
And you want to know why? Because when I woke up, I was in the hospital. I don't know like what point it was, but Dad was sitting on the left of me, and you was on the left of me. But when I woke up, everything was blurry, and then I was getting back into it. I don't know if you could tell when I was awake, but everything from Big 5 on until I was in that hospital bed, I wasn't in conscious. And this paperwork is saying that I had no loss of consciousness, but that's cap. That's cap, because I don't remember that. I was blacked out, so I don't know what the freak was taking place, but from what my peripherals and my vision and everything that was in that moment, like I don't remember it, bro. I was in Big 5, I laughed weird, and I spit, and then that was the beginning of the seizure.
You kept coughing too.
Yeah, actually I think I do remember.
Like this for some reason.
No, I do that when I cough. I go. I don't know. It's just something I do.
Yeah, you kept doing that.
So then I did that weird like spit thing. It was nasty, and then I laughed because I went like I didn't control it. Like it just happened, and it was embarrassing. But I laughed because I didn't care. But it happened, and then that was then just like that. And apparently I hit my head, which that was weird. But like I remember the cut though. The cut, I don't know how it happened, but yeah.
The only thing I also called Dad. That's the other reason he knew too. At first, they The guy that we talked to was the first one that came, and then the lady helped, and then I was the guy was helping. I don't know what the lady was doing. I think she was the one that called the ambulance, and then I called Dad while he was trying to get you awake.
Yeah, so it's about to smell like sulfur, but so that's just something I wanted to confirm with JJ Orange because he was there. He was literally the reason why we went into Big Five. We wouldn't have went into Big Five or Dollar Tree if it weren't for like I don't know, like why not? Why not just do some stuff? But when we went into Big Five is when everything got like a little weird, and then
You said it happened in Dollar Tree somewhere, but like.
no, it didn't happen. But I was getting nauseated and getting blurry. And again, I still think this is related to MS. There's just no. It only connects to MS. The mom having migraines and headaches. I've had that for a long time. 3 years ago, I just talked about in the video. I did have some kind of like little small seizure when I was at grandma's in that room that Dad's sleeping in. I had something like that, but it wasn't like a full-on thing. I wasn't spitting, no coughing, none of that. It was just a small, like my eyes started like twitching and hurting a little bit, and that was that. So
also having paralysis, sleep paralysis.
that was probably around that time. But anyhow, it says no family history of it, so I don't even know. But yeah, so I want to get Jason Orange in here to confirm the whole thing and at least like his POV and his perspective on it, because this still doesn't make sense to me. How this
I
makes sense.
still don't think it was because of the heat either, because I would have done this. It would have happened to me too.
Like I said when I began the story, is like the heat was fine. It wasn't even heat. It wasn't like super hot. Yeah. It was fine. We've been through hotter conditions. We've been through colder conditions. When I was there, I was like fine. I think everything would have been right.
Maybe 87, I think. Yeah.
Everything would have been right. 87. So it wasn't super hot. Everything was good. It was just like whatever's going on with me. But it's saying that I had alcohol use, and I think that might have been what it was, is the issue.
I don't
so
think you were drinking, were you?
It said I was for some reason. And I was before you left, but that's like
probably cold or something.
I don't know. Anyhow, but the point is, I don't know. I think it's still the MS, but that's basically that.
Me and you were still drinking like the same. Me and you like drinking the same, not like water or anything, but like we were drinking like the same amount of like soda and stuff. So if it would have happened, it would have happened to me too.
I think everything was fine. I don't. Like, I think the only thing was MS.
Potassium.
And whatever else. Yeah, potassium, it says my potassium was low, and, you know, apparently my iron's low is what Jennifer said, whatever, I don't know.
I don't know what even, like, potassium, like, helps you do, like, is it, like, important or anything?
It's in bananas. So, you know... What?
What does potassium do, like, help you?
Yeah, it's, like, close to iron or whatever, and it's good. I don't know. So, anyhow, yeah, that's that. That's basically... all the topics for this one, because this video is going to be super long. I was going to have more topics, but I just got to get back to work, and you know, that's all the time I got for today. So shout out Agent Orange. I'll put him in the title because I just wanted a little bit of confirmation. I was hoping I wasn't asleep, because this was like the perfect time to make sure that I knew as much as I know about this situation, because it's still super confusing and weird to me, because I just teleported inside of a hospital, and you know, it's just very confusing. Very, very confusing. Because, like, when I had my first concussion, it was bad, yeah, and it was on worse ground. But I had, apparently, it said I hit my head on the ground, so it had to have been some type of thing that happened there. So, I mean, but I feel, like, fine. Like, I don't feel like I had a concussion. I feel, like, alright. Like, it happened, I hit it, but I feel alright. And hopefully I didn't hit the back, because that's where I hit it the first time. That's what happens, though. It's nerve damage. You have nerve damage that can kill you. You hit it hard enough, then that's that. And then, you know, then this PC has to go to someone. Then my PlayStation has to go to someone. Then all the stuff I have has to go to someone.
The first concussion you had was like on concrete, you said?
Yeah, so it was like 5 feet from the ground, and I hit it really hard.
Dude.
And it, yeah, I didn't think I was gonna die. I just thought like it was weird and wrong.
It's probably harder than the
and
seizure.
Life was altered. Like everything was different Like it was one of the it wasn't like getting high, it wasn't like getting drunk. Life was weird. It didn't like, I didn't think right. Like it was weird. And I'm saying like that as in like, it's the weirdest thing you don't want to experience, because it's like things kind of don't make sense like they did, but it felt weird, and just, you know, everything was really weird at that time. And
did it feel like
I
there's
don't
like
know.
bumps in your head or something? Like that's how it felt.
There's no bugs. The worms.
I can feel the
fungi munching on my brain.
I'm sick. Ah, the worms.
The worms! The worms!
The worms.
But there's no
Bumps and bumps like
there's no bumps. There's just, and I've had concussions before. Why would I hit my head?
No, because that's how I'm saying is, did it feel like that? Did it feel like that?
What does that mean? What felt like that?
Like when you do this, did it feel like that? When you hit your head
No.
the first time?
The first time it hit the back of my head and my knee and my back and my arm, actually, now I remember.
So which way did you fall then?
I fell backwards, and I had like a little bit of whiplash to my back, my head, and my elbow a little bit. I fell, and my knee hit hard too. So I remember all of those were bruised, at least something like that. And once again, like, that's why like things were kind of weird for me then, because I didn't feel comfortable around people. It wasn't like a time where I wanted to be around people. Jesus was there and Grandma was there at the same time, and I didn't get to experience that because stuff was just weird. You know, I couldn't like focus. I wasn't eating the best anyway, so that didn't help. So I was just eating as much as I can better. But when I went to Grandma Judy's, I like started eating kind of good. Not gonna lie, I did have like a lot of Mountain Dew, and it was kind of bad. But when I was doing the Emperor Ultimate thing, I was starting to like eat good and started to eat peanuts, having salads, you know, fruits and vegetables, having smoothies. Like it all started coming back to me because I started to eat better too. Eating's so freaking important when it comes to everything, even like working out. But that's why when I came back, I was like more in my right headspace, because, you know, and I wasn't around so many people, and wasn't around so many problems, and wasn't around so many things. So yeah, it was really freaking weird. I can't explain how it felt. It wasn't like being on a drugs, because it was like I was there and everything was still happening, but it was just like I don't even know, bro. Like when it was happening, it was just weird. Like I just can't explain it, and I don't wish that on no one, bro. Not even sleep paralysis. Like I don't wish that on no one, because that's like the absolute worst thing that can like be experienced. None of that except, like, okay, don't get me wrong, being in the experience and the Legendary Grand experience. Welcome to the Legendary Grand experience. That's fine. That's good. Those are good, but the Legendary Grand experience is the best one. But I must admit that, like, again, one of the worst weird feelings that I don't wish on no one. You know, but you know, life happens. So they're still gonna be talking about me behind my back. Oh, this and that. Like that's not gonna make no difference for me, because like I'm not accomplished yet. Like I still have a lot of music I want to do, but like there's just so much that I want to do. You know, because I know my life's shortened now. So like, oh well, can't do anything about it. Concussions happen. Almost drowned in a wave pool. That happened. Mountain Dew and a lot of stuff that I had bad. That happens. Life happens. So you can't control none of that. So that just happens. So like that's why nowadays like I'm like nice, and when people are like, you know, doing drama, I'm like, all right, that's kind of weird, but you do you, and I just do what I need to do. I do what I do, because that's the important shit. Putting out there and laughing at it and having a good time, looking back on the old collabs, looking back on the old JJ Orange and HomieZach videos, looking back on all the old friends and all the old clans and CGS, and looking back on all that is like enjoyable. That's like the reason why I do this. Like if my channel goes, it's not gonna delete my top 10 being on the Zeus BO3 plays that had thousands of views on it, and that guy has over 1 million subscribers now. And Tommy T999's video, it sounds funny, but that's the guy's name. On 2 different channels I submitted that clip to, on those channels will still be up to this day. So if someone just ends up finding it, because any video on the internet could be found, they'll find that. Doesn't mean that the Hitman trailer that I was in and my name is credited in, and the movie and the Kent Stone Chronicles, all that stuff that I was there for, I was still there for that. Freaking anything with Vicky, I was in that. Those videos with Vicky that I did. And just like old channels, like they can delete that channel, but like my legacy is still there somewhere and in CDs. So like it's not gonna affect nothing. But you know, it's just life happens. That's just that, you know. It doesn't bother me. Like I'm not, when anybody got drama, I want them to let it go. Like that's why I talk about it, is because like, and I don't feel like no hate towards nobody, you know. I just feel like I wish they did better choices, and I think that, you know, wasting time on drama is just wasting your success, wasting all that stuff you could do. You could be putting out music, you could be playing a good sport, you can go drink outside and have a drink, you can go eat outside or freaking, you know, camp, hike. There's like good, all this good stuff in life, and y'all are choosing to be petty, and y'all are choosing to be mad over nothing. Like really, just if you let it go, then that's that. Oh, okay, there's millions of people in the world. Oh well. Oh, they freaking one girl cheated on you or whatever. Oh, there's millions of other girls in the world. If it's relationships. Oh, but it's not her. It's not the person I want. Well, life doesn't always go your way. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, you fucking pony. Yeah, you cornflake. Like suck it up, buttercup. It's like if you lose a friend, like yeah, I do miss sometimes Josh being around, and yeah, sometimes I miss, you know, Jared being around and some other friends being around, and I'll admit that. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll admit that. But there's so many people in the world. There's millions of people in the world that you could be friends with, and there's so many other like things. There's so many freaking people. So it's like, you know, and, oh, it's not that friend though. That's specifically that friend. They don't do the same thing as that one specific friend did. Well, like I said, so like that's just life. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I gotta get to work. So hope you have a legendary grand day. That's all I gotta do for this one. And hope y'all do good. Once again, shout out JJ Orange, and I never thought I'd be doing this, but shout out to Joshua. I'm not gonna call him Hot because that's my alternate gamer tag. So you know, shout out to him and what he does. You know, hope the best for him. I don't think I've ever did that, but there it is. Shout out Dawn and Conflux Stars and freaking, you know, just everybody else out there. You know, again, it's like, it's no hate. Always hit me up. My messages are always open on every social media. But once again, I don't have like no Facebook or anything, so you know. And I'm working on getting the Snapchat for TheHomieZach710, but still working on it. But I got Instagram, I got X, and that's what I got up right now. If y'all want to go follow that, you know, all that stuff. Yeah, so a lot of music's coming. Like I said, being JJ Orange, if he actually will, hopefully we can get a music video out for one of the songs we did or more. As far as everything else goes, yeah, that's that. That's the second interview. That's a wrap. 4 a.m. It's July. Let's go. Subscribe and go check out the other channels.
Birthday stream in 21 days, maybe.
I hope the best for all y'all. Enjoy yourself. Don't let, you know, little things get to you, and just be happy. Just do what you do and do what makes you happy. You know, take care, everybody. I'll see you guys next time.